There's so many people that are sharing so many intense, scary, painful experiences, and so we allow this to be how we view birth. I see so many women who are scared of birth, and they allow all of this nonsense to kind of scare them away from this situation that's supposed to be very beautiful. So I want to give you 3 ways, not 6, 3 ways to learn how to find your strength and your power in birth, because it's really important to know how to do that so that your birthing experience can be positive and empowering. If you desire to have an empowering birth and you want to listen to this, if you choose to listen to other people and allow other people's stories to impact how your birth is going to be, this is not the video for you. So you might want to turn it off or log off here. This is not what I'm going to talk about, and it may not serve you if that's how you look at birth. The first thing is you need to be educated. I don't know how many times I have said that here, but if you are not educated, it's really hard for you to believe that you're even strong enough to do what you say that you want to do. If you go into birth lost, if you go into birth not understanding what the birthing process looks like, then anything that happens, you're going to freak out about. You're going to be worried about because you don't know what to expect. So anything that feels uncomfortable for you is going to be uncomfortable for you. If you go into birth saying it's going to be painful, it's going to be painful. If you go into birth saying, I know what to do in early labor, I know what to expect from active labor, I know how to push my baby out, and I've seen so many other women do it, maybe not personally, but on Instagram or on YouTube or, whatever. And you know that it's possible, and you're educated and understanding, like, okay, when transition rolls around, I'll probably feel like this. Then when that thing happens and you might be shaking or you're nauseous or you start to say crazy things like, I can't do this anymore, you don't get out of your zone even though you're saying crazy things because you're educated. So the first thing is, in order for you to know how strong you are and have a empowering and strong birth experience, you have to be educated so that nothing takes you by surprise. And even the things that you don't plan for, you've planned for because you've been educated on them. We're just not trying to go down that path. But if we end up down that path, we know how to navigate it. That's number 1. Number 2, you need to be in tune with your body. If you do not know how to listen to your body, you will end up listening to people about your body. And that's not the guide that we need to follow all of the time. We have a birth team, right? And hopefully you hired people who you trust to be on your birth team. However, at the end of the day, even with a birth team, our job is to follow your body. So you need to know your body so that you can listen to it. There is a difference between discomfort and pain. You have to know the difference. Being uncomfortable is normal. It's common. Like, birth can be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be painful. Birth most likely will be intense because you are bringing life to this earth. There is an intensity that comes along with that in a lot of cases, but it does not have to be painful. And when you're educated on that and you expect that things will get stronger as we progress and as we get closer to meeting our babies, none of that will freak you out because you understand and you listen to your body. Okay, my body is telling me to push right now. I'm going to begin to push. But if you don't know how to listen to your body, what will end up happening is you will get to 10 centimeters and somebody will tell you it's time to start pushing, for example. And you'll say, okay, then I must start pushing, but your body hasn't told you it's time to push yet. So it's not time to push yet. And I have found myself in that situation with my first labor where I was listening to everybody else about what I needed to do instead of listening to myself. And that was the complete game changer for me the second time around. I knew what I needed to do because I was educated, I was aware, and I was in tune with my body. So I knew if something felt good or something didn't feel good. Or I knew when my body was pushing, and that was when I began to push. There's a bunch of different things that come along with that, but you have to be able to listen to your body. Third thing that you need to do is find your source of strength. For every single person, that could be different. For me, mine was the Lord. That ended up being my source of strength. For other people, it's meditation. For other people, it's, taking yourself to a place of peace. Everybody's source of strength is different, but you need to figure out what your source of strength is, because that's going to be what takes you over the hump in labor when your brain tries to take you left. Your brain will try to take you out of the zone. You will start really, really well, but then it can start to make you doubt yourself, and it can start to make you do things or say things or doubt yourself after you've prepared for the last 8 to 9 months for this moment. And then you start to believe yourself in thinking that, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I don't know what I was thinking. And that was where I was in my first pregnancy. In the second pregnancy, or my second labor experience, I got to that point where I was about in transition, and I started to allow my brain to take over, which started to tell me, you can't do this. You're not strong. Just take me to the hospital. Like, I can't do this anymore. And I went into the shower, and some of you may have heard this before in my birth story, but I went to the shower and I just talked to the Lord, and I just prayed, and I was like, God, give me your supernatural strength, because I don't have any more strength left in me. I can't do this by myself. And I guarantee you that if you do that, you talk to the Lord, you meditate, you do whatever is going to be your source of strength, it will take you over the hump. That is exactly what it did for me. I thought I was like, I'm in transition, so I was obviously saying crazy things, but I did not think, my brain was telling me that I couldn't do this anymore, even though I knew I could do it because I was educated. But my brain was like, no, you can't do this. And I prayed and I talked to God, and I kid you not, I had never had such a clear conversation with the Lord in my entire life than I did during labor. And I got out of that shower and I was like, let's go. Let's do this. I got this. We're about to have this baby. And I mean, that was literally the only thing, because we cannot do this by ourselves. And I credit that to my source of strength. So I'm sharing all of this with y'all to remind you this is a mental experience more than it is a physical one, and you need to prepare for that. So rewatch this, do whatever it is that you need to do. I literally will help you prepare for all of this. If you don't know where to start, the course, Work Your Birth, I will help you get there. I promise that if you take this seriously, you will have the birth that you desire, and you will be at peace about every single thing, because nothing can take you out of your zone. So I hope this was helpful. Share it. Love you all. If you have other topics that you want me to cover, please let me know. Have a wonderful day.